Hey there, Stampers. Welcome to another week of Slimline Saturday. This is Sherry Roth. I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Canada. And since the beginning of September, I've been doing a Slimline video every Saturday. And my intention was just to do it for the month of September, but I've had so much positive feedback that I decided to continue on. And there's so many ideas out there, and I'm really enjoying creating Slimline cards. So I'm happy to be here to share with you today. Today we are going to make this fun shaker slimline card. Now we're using products from the Snowflake Splendor suite, which is this gorgeous collection of products from the August to December 2020 mini catalog. So this beautiful collection here. And the DSP, let me just show you the DSP. It is so pretty. And it is actually on sale for the month of October 2020. It is on sale for 15% off. So you can see that there's beautiful shades of blues and greens, and snowflakes on one side. And then when we flip it over, there are still some snowflakes on some sides, but look at these watercolor wash type backgrounds. Like, oh, they're so stunning. Look at this one. So pretty. I just love it. So that paper is on sale for this month at 15% off. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. Now, I have gone into details on what exactly a slimline card is, and I will post that video in the description below if you're not familiar with slimline cards. But in a nutshell, it's basically just a smaller, narrower card. So you start with a 7-inch by 8.5-inch piece of cardstock scored at 3.5, so that your card ends up being 3.5 inches by 8.5 inches. Okay, and then I've got a piece of DSP, and this piece measures, oh, I don't have it written down. This piece measures 8 1/8 by 3 1/8. Okay, and we're going to cut a window out of this. And so let me slide this out of the way. So we want a 1/2-inch border all the way around. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my paper trimmer and line it up with the 1/2-inch mark on this side. And I know that this is 3/8 of an inch. So I'm going to line where this little notch is on the side. That is where the blade is. So, and there's a ruler on this side. So I've got it lined up with the 1/2-inch mark. And this is 3 1/8. So I need to go to 2 5/8. So I'm going to go down to there, and then I'm going to rotate it. I'm going to start at the 1/2-inch mark again, and I'm going to come down to 7 5/8 down here, and then rotate it, and I'm just going to repeat this on all 4 sides. So that's going to give me this perfect little window. I'll just snip these to separate them. If I was a little short, I'd rather be just a little bit short than a little bit long. Okay. And then this is going to go onto a piece of Whisper White cardstock. So this piece measures 3 1/4 by 8 1/4. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to lay this on here so that I have about a 1/16 of an inch border all the way around. And I will add adhesive to the back of this inside piece. And holding this in place, I'm just going to fit this nicely inside here. Just like that. Okay, now on the back of this, I'm going to flip this over and I'm going to add a window sheet. So this window sheet measures 3 inches by 8 inches. I'm just going to add a little bit of adhesive on here to hold it in place. Flip it over. So this is just going to be a little bit smaller. Just like that. Now I need to create some depth. So my pocket shake, or my contents shake. So I'm going to use these foam adhesive strips, and I'm going to go all the way along here. Just like that, snip. And I'm going to go all the way around. You don't want to leave any gaps because you don't want the contents of your shaker pocket to fall out. Okay, so now what I like to do is I like to take some of my shaker contents and just adhere them to my background so that when my card is standing up, there you can still see some of that sparkle. So just put a few kind of random dots around here, and then I'll take some of these little shaker pieces, and I am using, these are the Snowflake sequence. They are in the August to December holiday catalog. They carried over from last year. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, first of all, I want to make sure I have this going the right way. Yes, it's going the right way. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my shaker content and put it on here. Now I notice that there are some pieces that kind of clump together. So I'll just make sure that those are separated. And I think we need a little bit more. Can you ever have too much shaker? Well, I bet you could, because I guess if you'd put too much in, it probably wouldn't shake very well, would it? Okay. So now this is the trickiest part of the whole thing. Well, not this next step. This is easy. We're going to peel off the backing. Flip it over. You want to make sure that all your sequence is kind of in the center and not going onto the white. And now what we want to try to do is we want to try to line it up so that we still have that 1/16 of an inch border around the edges. That looks pretty close. It's close. Okay, so now I'm going to add some adhesive and add that to my card front. I'm going to go this way. And this will have about 1/8 of an inch of a border all the way around. Okay, so there's our shaker pocket. Now we want to decorate it a little bit. So what I've done is I've taken some of this metallic mesh ribbon. This is part of the Halloween suite that is in the August to December mini catalog. And I've pinched it together and just used a tiny little bit of white baker's twine to cinch it in the middle. And I'm just going to add some seal adhesive across and place this in the center and push it down. That's going to hold it in place. And then what I've done is I've taken another set, and this bundle actually coordinates beautifully with the Snowflake Splendor suite. So it's called the Peace and Joy bundle, and I've gone ahead and I've pre-cut a few things. So I did the word peace from silver foil, and then I did the next layer from Pacific Point, and then the last layer using Whisper White. So I'm going to adhere these together. Just using a little bit of multi-purpose glue. See how they layer perfectly It just makes the word pop. It looks like it's on a puffy cloud. I love it. And then this one, I actually had some self-adhesive adhesive strips, not strips, sheets. So I added those behind the silver foil before I die cut it. And then you just peel off the backing and it's like you've created a sticker. So it's sticky already on the back, which is great for these fine detailed words or any of your fine detailed die cuts, because it saves having to mess with sticky glue. See, and that's stuck right on there. Okay, so now I want to do one more thing before we stick this on here. I'm going to add just a little bit of a seal adhesive there, and I've gone ahead and I've taken a piece of white baker's twine. This was left over from this month's paper pumpkin kit. So I cut about a 12-inch length and I pulled a strand because I want it to be a little bit finer. And I'm just going to do a little bit of a figure 8 here. And just go around like this, and I'll probably pull another strand in there. I want a little bit more. So in order to do that, all you do is go to one end, and you can see that it's several fibers all put together, and then just pull, just like that. So we'll start this one down here, and just keep going around. You can see that I'm making some a little bit larger, some a little bit smaller. You don't want them all to be exactly the same size. Let's try that. Okay, I think that's good. I can do some trimming in a minute. All right, now I'm going to use some dimensionals and pop this up. So I'm just going to cut some of these wider strips around the edges. This will help hold that on, and it will also hold this piece on. So I will have a link to the blog post in the description below. And in that blog post, I'll have all the measurements if you want to refer to those. And I'll also have a link to an upcoming event that I have that focuses all on this Snowflake Splendor suite. So I'm calling it a mini retreat, and basically over the course of a day, it's a Saturday, it's on October 24th from 10 a.m. to 9 p.m. And over the course of the day, I'll be posting projects every hour created with that suite of products. It's all held in a Facebook group, and anyone worldwide can participate. It's going to be lots of fun. There'll be 2 scheduled Facebook Lives, and then the rest will be in the form of videos. Okay, so now this little piece, I've gone ahead, I want to do this on dimensionals, not on adhesive. This, I've gone ahead and I've stamped using Pacific Point. This is one of the little greetings that are in the Peace and Joy stamp set. And let's put some mini dimensionals on top of that. So that's going to go right here, just like that. And now we need an inside piece. So I've got another piece of Whisper White cardstock that measures 3 1/4 by 8 1/4. I'm going to grab just a scrap piece of paper because I want to do some stamping down the side. And I'm going to use a couple snowflakes from the Snowflake Wishes stamp set and some Pacific Point ink. And I'm just going to stamp down one side. There's lots of room here to write a greeting, so I figure we could do a little border. And you could do this on the envelope as well. And then I've got a smaller image, and I'm going to stamp this one off. Just like that. And then we can add that on the inside of our card. Let's get that out of the way. Oops. This is going to go on the inside. Just like that. So there's our card. Let's trim this end. It's a little bit long. I'm going to trim it underneath here because we've got one end coming out. I don't need both of the ends coming out. There we go. All right, isn't that pretty? So we've got a fun little slimline shaker card. And if you wanted to stamp your envelope to coordinate, there's an idea right there. We open it up and it matches on the inside. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. If you did, feel free to give me a thumbs up. And if you aren't yet a subscriber and don't want to miss out on any of my future Slimline cards, be sure to hit that subscribe button. All right, I'll have a full supply list in the description below. And if you have any questions, feel free to comment. I'm happy to answer them. All right, thanks so much for watching.